Hi, guys. Welcome to the Kai's Corner podcast. I am Kai Bologna, your host of this podcast. I am so excited. For those of you who have stuck around for a while, you've known that I probably haven't posted in a while. But for those of you who are new here, welcome. I am so excited to be here today. It is officially January of 2026, which is absolutely crazy. For those of you who don't know, on the internet, I've been a little absent for most of 2025. My last, really prominent era of being on the internet was in March of 2025, and I feel like so much has happened. I've posted a little bit here and there, but I've truly missed just being here. So I figured, let's sit down, let's go over what happened in 2025, and let's kind of set the scene for 2026 and what we expect of ourselves and of the people around us. Here's the thing, if you are new to this podcast, I am so excited to have you. I like to sit down and have deep, really true seated conversations. In the near future, I would actually really love to start interviewing people, even that being friends or family, and just really seeing the deep dive of what those things look like. If you are watching this podcast, we are in a different location today. We are in my living room instead of my office, so it's getting spicy in here. I'm so excited. 2025 has been such a crazy year for me. Honestly, it's one of my craziest ones yet. I am 22 years old. I turned 22 in March. So I'm pretty beginning of the year baby. Aries, we're the baby of the zodiac sign. We literally can't help it. And I just had a crazy year. My year definitely has been focused and centered around music. I have traveled a lot this year. I went to Florida. I've just seen a lot of shows. I saw 22 shows this year, which is beyond my record currently. So I have just been on fire. I feel like I've just come into so much culture, and I feel like I've just come into all of these things that make me truly happy. My big thing is every year I kind of set a goal for myself. My goal 2 years ago was to make more friends. My goal last year was to make a lot more connections, which has definitely been something I've brought into my life. I am so grateful because I feel like I have all these friends now, and I've really created an inner circle that makes me feel so good and so fulfilled. I have a new boss at my day job, which is going really, really well. And I just truly love everyone I work with and everything I do. I think my 2025 has definitely been a lot more days of being filled with purpose, which just makes me feel so good. I don't know if you guys ever feel this way, but I think sometimes I do this thing where I'm okay, it's fine. I can just hang out, but then I just feel like I don't have any purpose. Today I have the day off and I've been filming quite a ton. I'm just kind of bouncing back in. But besides that, I go out for coffee, or I just like to browse around. I love to meander, and I think for me, getting out of the house at least once a day is really important. For those of you who don't know, I live in Massachusetts, and it snows. It snows in the winter, and it's no joke. I'm from the Berkshires, so it's definitely not always a fun time. So for me, that's just quite a lot, and it's I will not go outside in that. I won't really walk in it. But when the summertime comes, I live in such a walkable area that it is so nice. It's actually one of my favorite things about my apartment currently. And I just lately have just been feeling so fulfilled. In 2025, I got 3 new piercings, which is so fun for me. I got my second nostril pierced, I got my septum pierced, and then I did just get my nipples pierced, which was honestly a crazy experience, but it was so worth it for me. It's been such a fun time. I've just been taking things slow and truly enjoying my life. In 2025, I also got a brand new therapist. Her name is Catherine, and she's a Libra, and I think she's really, really awesome. So shout out to Catherine. We love you. in 2025, what else did I do? I feel like that's the thing about a year, right? Is I feel like we feel in these moments that these are such big things and these are such big moments of our lives, but then we sit down and we're like, oh, what happened this year? And it's like, oh, like kind of nothing. Like it's kind of the same stuff it's always been. I have made the commitment to myself to get off dating apps this year. For those of you who don't know, I've kind of had a love-hate relationship with dating apps the last couple of years, but this last year for me, I've been like, no. I feel like I'm a very specific type of person, and I think unless I'm conveyed through like a video or even audio, I think I really struggle conveying myself and conveying other people. I think as a society, we also should just focus more on like human connections. So I've gotten rid of dating apps in 2025, and I'm only meeting people through like real life and just like yipping with everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I love to talk. I love the sound of my own voice, not to sound conceited or anything. And I just love to make people chat with me. It's one of my absolute favorite things. Those of you who don't know, I work a retail job as like my 9 to 5. And like I always joke that I just get paid to talk because I literally will yip all day long. And it's like literally my favorite thing in the entire world. I love to talk. And like once I get started, I like can't really stop. I am so excited for this year. 2026 is going to be such a great year. Usually, I always start the beginning of the year off by creating a vision board. I haven't done that yet. I don't know if it's something that we're going to do this year, to be completely honest and transparent. I just feel like every time I've made a vision board, yeah, I really love it, but I always put it in my office, which if you guys haven't seen on my main channel on YouTube, I have a house tour video that should be up pretty soon, if not by the time this goes out. And my office is such an underutilized space for me. It's just like this section of my house that like I never use, and it makes me feel really sad because like theoretically with what I'm doing, my office should be like my number one space. My office should be like my number one baby. But I want to create better habits for myself of even potentially like podcasting more in my living room and like doing all these little things more in spaces that I am currently using. If you can hear that bell, I am so sorry. That is Kenneth Boy. He is big hanging with us right now, and he's just so happy to be here, and he's so happy that you're here and listening. For those of you who don't know, Kenneth is a Leo, and he just loves all of you. And we are so excited. I am honestly really excited for 2026. My big goal for myself is to become more vulnerable this year. What I mean by that is like the last 2 years have been very much connections based for me. I wanted to make more friends, which was very like soft intro of like just creating soft connections with people. Hi, how are ya? I think you're really cool. Awesome. What's your Instagram? Little things like that, where last year was to create more connection, was to now take these friends and say, hey, I really want to spend time with you. Let's go get coffee. Let's go deep dive into a relationship with each other and see how A, we like each other, and B, now I'm working that muscle of communication. And like, here's the thing, guys. I feel anxious. I feel nervous. I feel all those things too. I just refuse to let those things stop me. And that for me has been extremely like helpful. Like, right, I would go meet somebody for the first time, or like we'd meet in person, right? But like very briefly. And then like we'd go meet and we'd get coffee, and like I am nervous too. I'm always nervous. I'm going to start off with little things that feel good and normal. Like meeting someone for the first time. I'm going to start by like giving them a hug and like saying, hey, it's so good to see you again. I'm so excited to spend time together. And then like, I feel like that sets the stage up in a really great way. And now we can just like yip and see what comes up. We can see what we have in common. We can figure out these things together. And it's like, I think meeting people can be such a scary thing. And I think it can be like a really big deal. But like, I think for me, it's really important to make it not a big deal and make it this like cool, casual thing, because like that helps me feel less nervous. And like, I just don't want you guys to think that like I'm this person that doesn't have any anxiety and like I don't get nervous. Like, I do. I just refuse to let it stop me. A quote that's always stuck in my mind is, never let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. If you guys don't know, it's from A Cinderella Story, the one with Hilary Duff in it, which I absolutely love. A fantastic movie. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch it right now. My friend, oh my god, I have this friend B. She's insane. She makes all of this custom jewelry. You guys have probably seen it if you follow me on Instagram. And she made me download this app called Letterboxd, and I'm obsessed with it. And it's all about like movies, and you can rate all the movies you've seen. So lately I'm in like a movie rating. Like, I'll watch a movie and I'll be like, oh, I actually want, for 2026, this is an added goal. I really want to rewatch a bunch of movies that I've seen in passing and then just like rate them. Like, I would love to rewatch like Jim Carrey's The Mask. Like, there's so many old school movies that I'm like, have these held up? Ugh, you know what movie traumatized me as a child? I feel like you guys would really like this knowledge. Cat in the Hat, that live action movie, traumatized childhood Kai. I watched that movie and I was like, no. I was like, turn this off right now. And my sister calls me the other day, Courtney. She goes, yeah, so you'll never believe what I just watched. Your favorite movie. And I was like, oh my god, the 2007 version of Hairspray? And she goes, no, the original Cat in the Hat live action. I hung up that phone so fast. I said, since when is that my favorite movie? And why is that what you think of me? She thought she was so funny. I actually love movies and I love media, and I think it's like music. For me, music is like a really big part of my life, and like film and like costume design and character development is all seeded into that, where it's such an important piece of life, you know, and it's just like, it is art. And it's just how everyone expresses art. And I love that so much. And I think for me in 2026, I'd really like to take more time and experience more art and just like really sink in with it. I'd also love to have more like board game nights, and like I want to host more at my house. I think that would be really awesome for me. Traveling is also something that's really, really important for me this year. My plan right now is to go to Vegas in April, but besides that, I don't really have any major other plans. I think a part of me really struggles with this aspect is I really want to film when I go on vacations and stuff. I think I really struggle filming in public, not necessarily because I'm nervous. Yes, slightly. But I think I struggle more in the sake of, I want to feel like I'm genuinely living my life and I'm there to enjoy. And I want filming to almost be like secondary to that. I think what I would love to do in the future is to create like video essays on things. I think that would be helpful. Maybe in more of like a sit down format, where I'm like, hey, this is everything I did on vacation and this is my experience. I think that's something that would be really, really cool. So if you guys would like that in the future, please let me know. It's always really helpful to see what you guys like and what you don't like, and creating an environment where we are like comfortable and we're loving it. And it's like, I'm just really happy to be back. And I think my goal for 2026 is to be more vulnerable. And that means, yeah, on the internet, I would absolutely love to be more vulnerable. I think that's really important. It's like, I want to be me. And I will never pretend to be somebody else. And I don't expect anything less from you guys. I want everybody here to feel like they are themselves. And I want to create a community that makes people feel good and happy. And it's like, you know, there are things about myself that I don't necessarily love. Like, I eat way too much, and like, I'd like to exercise more. And I went to New York City this weekend and I hauled a suitcase and I was like, wow, through the streets of Manhattan. And I said, wow, I am really out of shape. And it's like, I don't love that about myself. But I love me and I love me for who I am right now. And I think it's okay to say, hey, there are all these things I don't necessarily love about myself and I'd love to change over time. And I think being aware and being self-aware is how we create and curate change. And it's okay to change from a place of love. That is what's healthy. It's okay to say, wow, I love myself so much. I know these behaviors aren't good for me, so I need to inflict change. For those of you who don't know, I smoked nicotine for like 5 years, and it has left everlasting impacts on like my health. I have like severe asthma from that, which like sucks. It sucks. But like I made a decision. I made a choice and now I have to live with the consequences. And like it took a really long time for me with smoking to be like, wow, I need to make a change. This isn't good for me. And now I'm actually going to create the change. Because I think there's a big difference between saying, hey, I need to change and instantly trying to flip a switch. That doesn't really tend to work. For me, building the staircase to change is really important. And I think there's a lot of habit changing behaviors. And that's how we get ourselves to succeed. Like for me, right? Yeah, I want to like lose weight and I want to be healthy. Or like I want to lose weight and I want to be skinny. I don't actually. But for me, being healthy is more important. And I want to feel good after eating. And I want to feel good. Like that's something that's really important to me. I grew up in a pretty obese home. I think I've talked about this a little bit. And for me, my parents sent me to a nutritionist as a child. And then my nutritionist would be like, okay, awesome. Here are all the changes that we have to do. And then I'd come home to my parents and say, awesome, guys, we have to throw out all the food in the fridge and we're going to like eat well. And my parents would be like, no, we're not doing that. And like for a really long time, I struggled with those aspects because they were so out of my control. And like, I am just so grateful to be an adult now where I can make my own choices and like I can go grocery shopping and I can get whatever I want. And like that comes with so much gratitude from me. And like I'm so grateful. And I really think 2026 is going to be such an incredible year for you, for me, and for us as a whole. Thank you so much for sitting here and listening to me yap. What else do I want to do in 2026? I want to drink more water in 2026. I'd actually really like to start going to the gym in 2026. And I really want to start working on my muscles. I want to be big and strong. And I want to be able to pick people up. That's my goal for 2026. Is I gotta find a little twink so I can pick them up. Honestly, I'm really open to whatever is meant to happen in 2026. I don't have any major goals. I don't really set resolutions for myself every year. My goal is to kind of have like an overwhelming like vulnerability. That's my thing. And that can be relationship. That can be friendship. That can be vulnerability within myself. That can be vulnerability with my therapist, with my sister, with my friend, whatever. Like, I like to leave very open goals for myself so that I don't feel stuck in this, like, thing that, like, is necessary for my, like, future. Because, like, that's not fair. And to be honest, I'm a 22-year-old kid. I have no idea what I want to do with my life. But I know what makes me really happy. And I know what makes me feel good, and I'm really grateful for that. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for listening to this episode, and I will see you all next time. Bye!